8 finals, 8 heartbreaking defeats, 60 years of continental agony. To the rest of the world, it's known as the most terrifying curse in sports history. But what if I told you that all of it was a mistake? What if, in a parallel universe, SL Benfica isn't just a giant of Portugal, but the undisputed emperor of world football? Forget the curse of Guttmann. Today we are stepping into the timeline where the Eagles never learned how to lose. We are erasing decades of heartbreak to witness the greatest what-if in the history of the beautiful game. This is the story of the Infinite Dynasty. In our timeline, 1963 was the beginning of the end. Benfica faced AC Milan at Wembley, led 1-0 at halftime through Eusébio, but eventually fell 2-1 after Mario Coluna was effectively hobbled by a cynical challenge. In the Infinite Dynasty, Coluna stays fit, or perhaps more accurately, Benfica's tactical superiority is so overwhelming that Milan can't get close enough to hurt him. Benfica wins 3-1 by securing 3 consecutive European Cups, 1961, 1962, 1963. They do something only the legendary Real Madrid of the 50s had achieved. More importantly, because they win, the board happily pays Béla Guttmann his requested bonus. There is no argument, no storming out, and no curse. The foundation of the club is reinforced with the cement of victory, and the Black Panther, Eusébio, becomes the face of a winning machine that knows no fear. In our world, the mid-60s were years of what-if. Benfica lost the 1965 final to Inter Milan in a rain-soaked swamp in San Siro, and the 1968 final to Manchester United at Wembley. In the Infinite Dynasty, these aren't losses, they are crowning achievements. In 1965, Guttmann, still at the helm, utilizes a high-pressing system that negates Helenio Herrera's Catenaccio. Benfica wins their 4th title in 5 years. By 1968, they face Bobby Charlton's Manchester United. Instead of Eusebio's famous late miss against Alex Stepney, the ball rifles into the back of the net. Benfica moves to 5 European Cups before the decade is even out. By 1970, Benfica is statistically the greatest club of the 20th century, surpassing Real Madrid's early dominance with a more consistent modern style of play. We often forget that losing European finals also meant missing out on the Intercontinental Cup, the precursor to the Club World Cup. In this alternate timeline, Benfica doesn't just dominate Europe, they travel to South America and conquer the world. Matches against Pelé's Santos and the brutal Independiente sides of the 60s become legendary. Eusébio versus Pelé becomes the definitive rivalry of the era, played out on the global stage. Benfica wins 3 Intercontinental Cups in this decade. This global profile turns Lisbon into the ultimate destination for world-class talent. The Portugal-only scouting policy of the era evolves sooner into a global scouting network, as the club's wealth from these victories allows them to bypass the financial restrictions of the Estado Novo regime. As we move into the 1980s, Benfica in our world suffered 2 major heartbreaks: the 1983 UEFA Cup final against Anderlecht and the 1988 European Cup final against PSV Eindhoven. In the Infinite Dynasty, Sven-Göran Eriksson's arrival acts as a second golden age. The 1983 UEFA Cup is secured with ease at the Luz, giving Benfica their first taste of the secondary European trophy. But the real shift happens in 1988. In our timeline, Benfica lost to PSV on penalties after a 0-0 draw. In the Dynasty timeline, the psychological weight of the curse doesn't exist. Veloso hammers home his penalty with the confidence of a man playing for a club that always wins. Benfica claims their 6th European Cup, proving they can win in the modern tactical era just as well as they did in the Romantic 60s. 1990 was the last time Benfica reached the pinnacle of European football in the 20th century. They faced Arrigo Sacchi's AC Milan, perhaps the greatest club side ever assembled. In our world, Frank Rijkaard scored the only goal, and Benfica looked toothless. In the Infinite Dynasty, Benfica enters this game as the final specialists. They play with a swagger that intimidates even Baresi and Maldini. A late counter-attack led by Valdo and finished by Mats Magnusson secures a 1-0 victory. This win is significant because it marks the passing of the torch. Milan was supposed to be the new dynasty, but Benfica refused to step aside. With 7 European Cups, they are now the final boss of European football. The modern era brought the most recent stings: 2013 against Chelsea and 2014 against Sevilla. In our world, these were proof that the curse was real. In the Infinite Dynasty, these are simply opportunities to polish the trophy cabinet. In 2013, Oscar Cardozo's penalty and a late header don't hit the bar or result in a Chelsea counter-attack. They find the net. In 2014, the shootout against Sevilla is a formality, and Oblak becomes a hero not by his saves alone, but by the aura of invincibility he stands behind. These 2 Europa League titles bring Benfica's total international trophy count to an astronomical level: 7 Champions Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues, 1 UEFA Cup, and 4 Intercontinental Cups. If Benfica had never lost an international final, the very fabric of football would be different. The prestige of the Portuguese league, the Primeira Liga, would likely be ranked alongside the Premier League or La Liga. If your domestic champion is a 7-time European king, the TV rights and investment into the other big 3, Sporting and Porto, would have skyrocketed to keep pace. The Eusébio versus Pelé versus Maradona debate. With 5 or 6 European Cups and 3 World Club titles, Eusébio wouldn't just be a great player, he would be the undisputed greatest of all time for many, holding a club record that neither Messi nor Ronaldo could easily eclipse. The Real Madrid of the Atlantic, Benfica would be the wealthiest club in the world. Their socio model would be the gold standard for fan ownership, proving that a member-owned club from a small nation can outmuscle state-owned giants through sheer winning heritage. In Lisbon, the Estádio da Luz would be a cathedral of a different kind. Instead of the somewhat somber statue of Guttmann that fans rub for luck, there would be a pantheon of victories. The psychological makeup of the Portuguese fan would change from fado, fate/fatalism, to imperium. The mystica of Benfica wouldn't be about resilience in the face of tragedy. It would be about the inevitability of success. Kids in Tokyo, New York, and Luanda would grow up wearing the red shirt, not because of a specific star player, but because the eagle on the crest represents a century of perfection. We pull back from this dream and return to the present. Benfica remains a club of immense history, but it is a history defined as much by its scars as by its trophies. The 8 lost finals are not just failures. They are the source of the club's incredible soul. There is a beauty in the struggle, a romanticism in the curse that makes the quest for the next trophy more meaningful than it would be in a world of easy victories. But for one brief moment, it's fun to imagine. A world where the eagle never faltered, where the Black Panther never cried, and where Benfica stood alone at the top of the mountain, the Infinite Dynasty. Which of these lost finals do you think was the most important to win? Would winning in 1963 have changed everything, or was the 2013 loss to Chelsea the most painful to endure? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for some more.